Hey there. Welcome to the PA is In, the show created by PAs for PAs, where codependency with your supervising physician is a thing of the past. Optimal team practice is the future, and physician associate has taken the place of physician assistant as the professional title of choice. What are we doing over here anyway? We are redefining what success as a PA looks like and what it feels like. Here you'll find the tangible, practical things that I use to escape healthcare burnout, the exact mindset shifts, money habits, systems, and processes that I used to become a unicorn PA. What the heck is a unicorn PA? A unicorn PA is a PA with a job that they love, abundant energy, time to spare, and the coveted work optional financial freedom. I'm sharing everything that has helped me to navigate over a decade of PA life with you so that you can live long and prosper. The PA is in. What are we going to talk about today? It's going to be quick. I want you to know it's a little like behind the scenes. So I'm going to share with you what goes into the content that I create for this show. So I don't want it to be willy-nilly. I want you to know what to expect. And for you to know what to expect, I have to be consistent in the content that I'm creating for you. So as I say in the introduction, this is a show by PAs for PAs. I am a PA. I am a surgery PA for 10 years. I've worked in general surgery, urology, where I did robotics and inpatient rounding, and now I work in plastic surgery and aesthetics. I love the OR. I would live there if I could, even though it's weird and antiseptic and cold. I stepped into an operating room and I never, ever wanted to leave. So this show is for PAs, but in my handy dandy notebook here, I went through and I really wanted, oh dear, things to be clear and for you to know what to expect when you tune into an episode. So I'm going to go back and categorize all the episodes that we've done since the PA is in got a rebrand and started being the PA is in and stopped being fulfilled as a mom, the podcast. So here is what you can expect. So I'm going to break this down for you. There is two sections to the PA is in. One is the PA, and that is the PA profession, the healthcare system, and becoming a unicorn PA. And then there's this other side, which is in. I want that to be like you're in yourself, you're in your body, you're in your feelings, you're in your life. And so the four categories that I want to cover in the is in part of the show is self, time, money, and energy. And if you've been around for a minute, you know that I love to talk about all of those things relative to you and who you are as a human being. Because yes, you are a PA, and yes, there is the profession and the healthcare system and this ideal of finding a job that works for you during this season that you are in. And how do you even flipping do that anyway? And where are those jobs hiding? And yes, we will get into that and how to create those jobs if you have a job but don't love it or don't feel like you have the ability to become a unicorn PA where you are. Maybe you do and maybe you don't, but I'm going to give you some tools to do that. So let's break these down one by one so that you know what you can expect about in the PA is in, what you can expect to hear. So start with the PA. So the profession, the PA profession. As you've heard from Dave Mittman on last episode, the PA profession is not really a profession. So a profession governs itself, it stands on its own, it's self-regulated, and we are sort of a baby profession. So we're growing up into a profession. We're like prepubescent, like we're going through puberty as a profession, and like here's the changes coming, right? Like we're growing armpit hair as a profession. We're getting breast buds this got weird. I did not plan on talking about puberty relative to the PA profession, but the PA profession is in this great, unique position of change. Things are changing, laws are changing, policies are changing, and we don't want to become physicians, but we do want to become a freestanding profession that governs ourselves, that isn't regulated by a group of physicians, but is regulated by a group of PAs, where we are self-regulatory and still providing excellent care to patients in a way that is safe, where we are board certified, where everything is valid and we are safe, but we are a profession that stands on our own 2 feet. And my goal when I look at the future of the PA profession and this great period of change that we are in is for being a PA to be the best career ever. I don't know if you've experienced this, but I used to feel like being a PA is the best career ever, like without reservation. Like it's the best. Everyone should do it. When I first started working as a PA, if someone I knew at work or in life said to me, "Hey, my daughter's thinking about becoming a PA," I would be like, "It's amazing. It's the best career ever. She should absolutely do it." And now, or not even necessarily now, because I'm really jacked about being a PA now, but a couple of years ago when I was in the depths of my period of burnout, if someone had said that, I would have been like, "Oh, that's nice." I would have had a lot of reservations about someone going into this career because there have been periods when being a PA felt incredible. And there have also been seasons where I was like, wow, this is really hard. I'm really burned out. I'm not loving the way that this system is treating me. Like, there's just so much. So, my goal is for me and for you to say in the future when someone says, "Hey, my kid's thinking about becoming a PA," is for me to say like, "Oh my God, it's the best. It's the best career ever. He or she is going to love it. And here is why." All right, next content pillar, the healthcare system. Oh, dear Lord, the healthcare system. What a weird, strange, crazy, backwards, insane system that we work in. I don't know whether you're in the United States or not, but I live and work in the United States, and the healthcare system is bonkers here. It's bonkers. It's just weird and it's getting weirder. I am so here for shaking up the system and breaking it down brick by brick and rebuilding it so we take better care of patients. Because right now, the healthcare system is really like a disease care system where we wait till you get sick and then we take care of you with like drugs and procedures. And like, I love drugs. That was weird. And procedures. I love performing procedures. People need procedures. But I think there are also things that we can do from a preventative standpoint that maybe aren't covered by insurance. And we live in this weird healthcare system where insurance directs patient care, not providers. So I think there's a lot of change that the healthcare system is ripe for. And my goal for the system is twofold. My goal for the system is to take better care of patients that isn't dependent on having a job or having the right insurance, where your insurance company doesn't get to dictate your care. Specific to PAs, my goal for the healthcare system is that the system starts to understand, value, and respect physician associates, recognize the new name, and that they get it. That they start to get the value that we can provide for patients and for employers, that they get that we don't want to be NPs and we don't want to be MDs and we don't want to be DOs and we don't want to overstep our training or our boundaries, but we do want to practice at the top of our license and we do want to self-regulate and we do want to add incredible value and that we do expect that they pay us for the value that we add. Okay. Next content pillar, unicorn PAs. So I talk about this in the introduction. I talk about this a ton on social media. If you are not hanging out with me on LinkedIn or Instagram, those are my two favorite places to hang. So I want to create an entire army of unicorn PAs who love their jobs, who have abundant time and money and energy. I want to create an army of unicorn PAs who are showing other PAs that number one, it's possible. And number two, here's the way, right? I want them to be mentoring and showing other people like you don't have to sacrifice your life at the altar of a healthcare system that doesn't love you back. I didn't, and here's how. I want to start sharing those stories of unicorn PAs. So if you are a unicorn PA with an incredible quality of life, with great work-life balance, with time and money and energy to spare, I want to hear from you. Send me an email, themoneypa@gmail.com, and tell me who you are, what you do, that you're a unicorn PA, or if you work in just like a freaking incredible area of medicine where PAs are just breaking into, or you're the only one, or you were the first, or you have an incredible story. I want to feature you on this show because featuring people like you helps other listeners to realize that it's possible and the shitty conditions that they're working in is not the only option. So those are the three pillars for the PA profession. So the PA profession, the healthcare system, and creating an army of unicorn PAs. When it comes to personal and the is in piece, I want to teach you about self, time, money, and energy. Now, when it comes to yourself, my goal is to help you love your life, to build and design a life that you love, one where you don't feel like you need a vacation, one where you travel because it's fun and something that you enjoy, but you don't feel like you need to escape your work or your everyday home life. And that doesn't happen on accident. You have to be intentional about that. And we will talk about how in upcoming episodes where we cover self. The next pillar is time. We are so busy, and healthcare is driving more and more and more, and they want more and more out of us, and we're working more and more hours, and we're seeing our family less and less. So my goal for you in the time realm is that you have time to spare. Sit with that for a minute. Think about how it would feel to have time to spare. More time than you need. If your cup is full of time, the time is actually overflowing. So you have so much time for the hobbies and the people and the things in your life that you love, not for work. That work is a small portion of your life, that they pay you a shit ton of money to work not a ton of hours, and that you have time to spare. And that in that spare time, you take care of yourself and you cultivate these relationships that matter, and you take care of the people that you love, and you have hobbies, and you are an entire wholly formed person outside of being a PA, outside of being a parent, outside of being a daughter or a son or a friend or a cousin, outside of all of the roles that you play for everyone else, that you are you. And with that time, that you get to lean into things that make you happy. The next is money. My goal for you is to become completely work optional a whole lot sooner than you think as possible. I am ready to set fire to this idea that we become a PA, that we work for 40 years, and at 65, we retire with not enough money in the bank and no idea of what we're going to do with ourselves. My goal is to teach you how to become work optional, that there is a way to create passive income, to create multiple income streams, to invest the income that you already have, to live below your means, to create investments, and to gather a crap ton of money. My mother would die right now if she was listening to this. Hi, Mom. And the reason that I want you to have a ton of money is not because I want you to be like Scrooge McDuck. Does anyone else have kids that read those Mickey books where Scrooge is like terrible and he just has this bank with all this money that he just spends all day counting and like backstroking through? That's not the reason that I want you to have money. The reason that I want you to have money is because money buys you choices. Money creates options in your life, specifically the option to become work optional. Being work optional means you have so much money in savings and investments that you could stop working tomorrow, never cash another paycheck, and be totally fine. Doesn't that feel great? Can you imagine how your life would be different if you were financially free and completely work optional? Man, you'd really be in a position to negotiate with your work, right? You could make your own hours. You could set your own hourly rate. You could travel the world. You could do mission trips. You could serve your local community in a free clinic, or you could never practice medicine again. You could do whatever the flip you wanted. And that is the goal when it comes to money. The last, but certainly not least, content pillar of the PA is energy. You did not know what you're getting into when you press play on this episode today. So my goal for you when it comes to energy is that you create a life where you have systems and processes where you create abundant energy, where you have more energy than you know what to do with, where when you lay in bed at night, you don't think like, oh my God, I'm so exhausted. I can't imagine I have to do that again tomorrow. Where you think like, hell yes, what an amazing day. I feel great. And I can't wait to do it again tomorrow. Where you create a life when your alarm goes off, or better yet, when you wake up before your alarm, you jump out of bed. And when your feet hit the floor, blah, 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 blah. When your feet hit the floor, you are just so freaking jacked about your life and the things that you get to do. And you're grateful and you're just like empowered and you feel fucking amazing. I want you to feel amazing and I want you to have more energy than you need. So this is the summary of the personal aspect of the PA is in. I want you to love your life. I want you to have time to spare. I want you to be work optional because you have so much money that you could walk away at any minute and never work again in your life. And I want you to have level 10 abundant energy. This is a lot. It is a lot of things, my friend. It is so many things that we are going to cover and dive into. I'm going to categorize the episodes so you can scroll through and know exactly what you need, because you know what you need during that day, and press play on an episode that's going to give you exactly what you need. Thank you, as always, for listening to the PA is in. If this episode helped you at all, if you are pumped to have more time, more money, and more energy than you know what to do with, if you are jacked up about the fact that the PA profession is about to become a fully grown post-pubescent adult, and that the healthcare system is going to start respecting us, and that you too can become a unicorn PA. Or if you're one of those unicorn PAs who wants to be featured on the show, send me an email, themoneypa@gmail.com. If this episode helped you, if it served you, if it energized you, if it made you feel less alone and more excited about the future, the very best way that you can say thank you to me is to leave a 5-star review with a little note that says, I loved episode XYZ because of XYZ. This helped me in this way, and you've got to press play. It can be 3 sentences. Please take a minute out of your busy day to go and write a review. It is so, so helpful. And when someone searches a show and they scroll down and they see your review, they're like, this is the show for me. And then they can get on the army train of becoming a unicorn PA too. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, from the apex, from the point of maximal impact of my heart, for tuning into the show by PAs for PAs, where we help you to design your life so that you can live long and prosper. It is your turn. It's your time. You are ready to get inspired, take effective action, and become one of those unicorn PAs who loves their job, has abundant energy, time to spare, and work optional financial freedom. This PA is out.